Hail friends and welcome to the channel. Bob here again with another Everquest like green server preparation video, I guess. I'm pretty sure that this is probably not useful to anyone, considering how I'll say anyone, considering how long Everquest has been available now, and everyone knows everything about P99, blah blah blah, and classic Everquest, etc. But I do still get quite a lot of comments saying, "Can you do this?" or "I'm new to this," So hopefully someone's finding these useful. So this one's going to be a necromancer, Bertox Necromancer in Qeynos. This is the Qeynos starting area, and I thought we'd try and do some sort of immersive journey to the. I'm not sure quite how well this will work because the camera's harder to control when you don't have any UI on there. But I thought it might be quite interesting just to do a little journey to, the necromancer with all the Bertox. Kind of guild area. I thought it might be quite interesting, so that's what we're going to do, and then we'll talk about some other bits and pieces that the area has. The highs, the lows, mostly highs, pretty much all highs, I would say. But anyway, let's do the journey. This is the Qeynos newbie zone, and you can see this discoloured wall here. So we go through, we go down. Don't worry too much about your swimming skill or your breath or whatever. You kind of come out straight away, essentially. You get out of the water pretty much straight away. This has been another kind of breeze, really. I think the one thing that obviously we have to take into consideration here is that there's going to be lots of people playing. That is the only negative with any of the starting areas. How well are you going to be able to sort of level, essentially. We will get past that. There will be a stage where we can just get past, where people will move on. I can't imagine, other than people like myself, I can't imagine many people will be starting lots of new characters. So once, I imagine people will be wanting to race to certain. Most people, I don't know actually. I just feel that most people who play green will want to be racing to certain milestones. So once that initial rush is over, you might find that the newbie areas are reasonably quiet again. Obviously, you'll get people starting late, etc. But yeah, it's possible that these areas will be quieter. So if you follow this route that I'm about to take, and I hope it's the correct route, then you should have no trouble finding the. Hang on a sec. Yeah. So I've just come. I know the route, and I could normally do this route. Okay. We need to jump in the water here, I think. I can normally do this route off by hand, but yeah, apparently not. But we will get there. There is an entrance. There are a number of entrances to the aqueducts. The aqueducts. I've just kind of it just made me think of. I watched Life of Brian again recently, and it made me think of that. I think pretty much all of the mobs around you here they're not KOS, so you should be fine. So we come to an area where there's large rats. I think we're going to make it easy on ourselves and. I think we'll go around into the water. A lot of this journey is through the water. There is a section you can get to the aqueducts through the Warriors Guild, the PvP kind of arena, and you might find that easier to do. But I normally come in this way. I think we're pretty much almost there. I think we've come to the end here. Yeah, when we go through the wall here, and then I think we go. I think there are a number of ways we can go with secret walls, but we go this way. The Bertox the Bertox Guild area. I think you can be like a magician, a necro, an enchanter, shadow knight, and a cleric. It seems though there are guild masters for all of those. You've got the spectres here, spectre guards. I imagine you can come here and fight them at some point, depending what level they are. Quite a nice little camping area for a non-Bertox necromancer or an enchanter. Lots of rounds and ins and outs. I think there's a gate just to the left here. Yep, there is. Okay, and this is the area, and this is a great section. Lots of immersion and atmosphere. What it does also have is some of the best names I've ever seen in the game. Literally, if you just wander around looking at some of the names of the characters, Van Shatblack has got to be one of the best names. Yeah, in the game, I would say. So it's hilarious. The Lyris Moonbane is the guild master for the necromancers. Yeah, but it's a brilliant area. Lots of atmosphere. Some amazing names. They must have had the greatest like random name generator ever. I think probably for a lot of these names. Excellent. Anyway, so that's the way that's how you make your way through the sewers to the guild area. And I think that what we'll do next is we'll cover quests and stuff, of which there don't seem to be too many. So as mentioned, there aren't a huge amount of quests around here. There are a couple of high level ones that, you know, for a newbie guide, it's not really worth pointing out. But Kern Rex Tula has a quest that you can do. You don't get much for it, but you know, I'm kind of someone who just enjoys doing quests anyway, so I would do it. You can't do it as a newbie noob. It seems that you have to be level 8 to 10 or so, but Kern Rex Tula wants you to kill a zombie. Drosko the zombie. Now, Drosko apparently was like a spy for... who was he a spy for? He was a spy for the Knights of Thunder. They're trying to kind of infiltrate the guild here, basically. And he was boiled alive by... yeah, these Bertox guys don't muck about. I think it seems though, yeah, Kern here boiled him alive and then raised him as a zombie. But I'm not sure quite why he's still problematic or why a level 61 or whatever Necromancer Guildmaster can't deal with it, but he wants you to go and kill Drosko the zombie. Yeah, and that's kind of really what we need to do, because it's a quest. We've been told to do it. You know, we want to be immersed. We don't just want to be banging out levels and, you know, grinding away. So it's nice to stop and do quests every now and again. So it's definitely worth stopping and doing these quests just for a bit of flavour. I think it kind of makes you feel a part of the experience of being because I think a human Bertox follower is quite unique, actually. You know, I like this underground kind of, you know, guild they've got, and all the characters in here have got a lot of flavour. The names are quite interesting, so it's definitely worth doing the quest. And Drosko is a roamer in the aqueduct, so obviously you'll need to find him first. And let's go and have a look. Okay, welcome back. So we're quite close to the guild section, and a gelatinous cube is apparently the placeholder for Drosko the zombie. 20-minute spawn, it seems, so you could kill the cube then wait for Drosko to spawn. I think he roams. Let's have a quick look. I think he roams basically the same route that the cube does. So if you kill the cube, yeah, and then just wait for him to spawn. As I said, it's a 20-minute spawn, so you just have to sort of wait it out. The cube's yellow to me at level 4, so I guess it's like level 5 or 6. So I could probably kill that, but the wiki does say that Drosko is 8 to 10, so you probably need to wait to do that. So yeah, that's if you want to do that quest for a bit of flavour, that's going to be fairly easy to do and pick up and find. So writer Fallone is our next ne'er-do-well, and he's got a quest called the Clothspinner Sisters. This is kind of a bit higher level, but again, you know, it's a quest that you might enjoy doing. Apparently, there's some sisters. I think Nerissa Cloth Spinner is someone who lives in Qeynos, I think, and uh, her sister was a good friend of Commander Kane Bale, I think, and he wants you to kill Milia Cloth Spinner, who is the sister of Nerissa. She's a soldier, and she's hanging out in the East Karana. I'm not sure if you know the section where I think it's a section where you've got the roads leading up to High Pass, and I think she spawns around one of the towers. So this is another quest you can do. She's a level 16 warrior. Again, for a necromancer around that level, it's going to be pretty easy. But again, it's not a newbie quest, but it is a quest. There just aren't many newbie quests down here, but it is a quest you can do. Yeah, again, you know, for flavour, immersion, story, lore, definitely give it a bash. So the final quest you can realistically do down here is from Garuk Anem. And this is Paladin Hunting, which is... Now, he's a Shadow Knight guy, Shadow Knight guild leader or whatever. So I'm not sure if you can do this. I can hail him and talk to him, and he talks me through the quest roughly. Although looking at the walkthrough on the wiki, there are a couple of points that a couple of chat commands I couldn't get him to activate. So I'm not sure if it's because I'm not a Shadow Knight. That may be the problem. But this is Paladin Hunting, and any Bertox worshipper who gets a chance to kill some paladins, why wouldn't you? So go and kill him anyway. They're in the western plains of Karana. So the thing you got, I think what we've got to remember here, you know, and I have to confess, this is down to my research, nothing else, is that I'm not sure if these are quests from vanilla. So these quests might not be there. I think they probably are, but I'm not 100% sure, because I know the NPCs are in the game from vanilla, but I'm not sure if the quests are activatable. So take that into account. If you go through the chat with Garuk as far as you can, just for some lore and something interesting to do, and then he wants you to kill some NPCs in Western Plains of Karana. Apparently these NPCs are sort of from level 5. They lay on hands, obviously, and whatnot. I can't imagine they cast any other spells at level 5, though. But it's telling me that it says minimum level 5 for the quest. So again, maybe this is something I'll go and check. And if it appears to be incorrect, then I will correct myself at the end of the video. But this is just another quest, level 5. The thing to take into account here is that you do get a massive faction hit for Qeynos. So it may get to a point where you can't, you can't go into Qeynos anymore. Whether that bothers you or not, I don't know. The only weird thing I've found, and I've checked the wiki as well, is that no one down here seems to sell food and drink. There's loads of vendors. I couldn't find anywhere to buy food and drink. I had to go into Qeynos. So keep that in mind. But you can get like a nice little ring from this quest. Save versus disease and poison. And that's it really. That's it for quests here. There are some higher level quests, but whether you really want to get involved in those or not is up to you. There are some drops here. There's an undead knight who drops a limestone ring. Let's have a quick look to see what the ring is. Plus 5 hit points. Nothing drastic. There's an injured rat who drops an alligator tooth earring. That's plus 5 hit points as well. So there are lots of other things going on down in the aqueducts. But with regards to just being a newbie and sort of, you know, doing newbie stuff, there isn't a huge amount else for you to do. But it's a place that you can level through in. You know, there's stuff you can kill down here. Definitely, I think like level ranges seem to be up to level 10, maybe a bit higher than that. So yeah, definitely stuff down here to do. If the atmosphere of the place takes your fancy. I love the Qeynos aqueducts. It's one of the great places. You just come across these weird spawns of humanoids and you think, what the hell are they doing just hanging around in an aqueduct? But anyway, that's the gamey side of it. That's game for you. That's just how it works. But yeah, so those are the quests you could do down here. I think what we're probably going to do next is move on to Qeynos and see if there's any quests we can do there as a newbie. Hey friends, welcome back. So we're in South Qeynos and we've a little quest to do here, which is simple to do, low level. The only thing you've got to worry about is that there's a half-elf called Gash Flockwalker who is threatening to you. A lot of the people in the Qeynos area are dubious at worst, but there's one or two you've got to be careful of. And there's one called Gash Flockwalker who's wandering around. He just went through there. So, but there's a little quest here I thought we could do because it's quite interesting. There's a I'm sure everyone knows Trumpy Irontoe, the famous dwarf NPC. There's Gash Flockwalker. He'll be dying at some point in the future if I do ever play a necromancer here. Oh yeah, there's Trumpy. So Trumpy will walk over to Guard Baron. They'll have a chat about stuff. Trumpy is a bit of a bully apparently, and he's Farron over here is Guard Baron's brother, basically. So I'm just it's best to just con all these. So we will wait for Trumpy to come over here and speak to Guard Baron, and they have a little exchange. I'll leave the text box up so you can read the text, hopefully. We'll see what happens. It's funny how a lot of this stuff you would just miss, unless you were kind of here at the right time when the conversation went on. And you got to respect people who put all this worked all how all this stuff worked. It would be pretty amazing. I think there is a conversation that goes on here because I saw it, but I was talking to the guard at the time. Dubious. I'm waiting for some text. Let me hail the guard. Oh, here we go. Okay, so when I spoke to, I'm not sure if that happened. I spoke to Baron there. Trumpy says, hell, what a loser. And Guard Baron says, don't talk about my brother again that way. I throw you into the dungeon. Yeah, so you kind of get a flavour for the quest there. It's not easy to pick up some of this stuff. And as I said, props to those people that did work it out back in the day. But if we talk to Farron, we ask him what bait. That's the key. You got to look out for the keywords in brackets. He uses Captain Rohan's secret recipe, Super Magic Catch-A-Lot brand bait. Okay. No keywords there. No keywords. Okay, so I know what to do because I've looked at the wiki. But I have to say, it's amazing. What people worked out. Because you have to ask him about his tackle box. But you don't get a prompt for that. Let's just wait and see. Let's wait for Trumpy to come over here and talk to Farron and see what happens. This quest gives some positive with the good guys in Qeynos, but it does give negative with the corrupt guards and also with the Rogues Guild. So you've got to be careful of that one. But let's wait for Trumpy to come back and speak to Farron, and we'll see if we get a quest prompt. Maybe when Trumpy's here, he kicks the tackle box into the water, which is ultimately where we have to go to pick it up. So, just generally for Qeynos quests, there are loads of quests. So have a look at the wiki. Most quests and EverQuest don't give you a whole lot. It's mostly just fun, for flavour and stuff. Let's see if there's any. Let's see if I like the Port Authority shouting that smuggling is a serious offence. There's all these little law things going on, and like a flavour role playing stuff that I imagine a lot of people just completely miss because you're worrying about your next level. So I'm waiting for some sort of quest prompt here, some conversation between the two. Because I do know that Trumpy keeps kicking Farron's tackle box into the water, but we want to know how people work this out. Oh, here we go. My tackle box. Ah, okay, okay. So let's go. What tackle box? Oh, we better be talking to Farron first. Okay, so the tackle box has been knocked into the water. This is obviously not what a Bertox worshipping necromancer would be doing. You know, swimming in the water to get someone's tackle box. But for purposes of just quests to do, is what we're going to be doing. Hopefully this is the tackle box. Wooden fishing tackle box. I think there's an entrance to the Qeynos sewers again there, Qeynos aqueduct there again as well. Okay. Let's go and I don't think Gash Flockwalker wanders around here. So, but we'll be careful just in case. So, let's give Farron the tackle box. Oh, nice. Yeah, so Qeynos guards got better, Bale got better, corrupt guards, Rogue Guild got worse, merchants got better. Okay. Well, we got a Hurrietta's tunic. Now, I believe that... Can we wear it? No, we can't. Lore item, no trade. I believe this kicks off another quest, the tunic. We've done the tackle box. Yeah, so the tunic kicks off another quest. It's in the same location, so we might as well go and have a look. I don't want to get killed by... I don't want to get killed by Gash Flockwalker. So we'll be careful. Because this is his wandering section. His roaming section. Okie doke. There he is. At least we know where he's going. So, I'm not sure if we can do some of these quests because of our faction. So, Fire Pride. I think Ton or Ton Fire Pride. Apprehensive. Ton Fire Pride. Okay, so... what other items? Weapons making, okay. Iron Forge Estates. Okay. So, okay, this seems to be all part of a quest involving involving. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Paladin hunting. Okay. I'm just running through the quest here for you. Ah, Hurrietta is the mother of the Iron Forges in Qeynos, and Ton despises the Iron Forges. If you take the tunic to him, then he gives you a reward. Okay, so yeah, because they're talking about, the quest is talking about Garruk, who we spoke to about quests before in the Bertox Guild. So if we give him the tunic, we've got some good faction apart from Guards of Qeynos, some negative, so we've got to be careful of that. Can I walking around in? That's annoying. I can't wear it. Surely walking around in a bloody dress would have been the ultimate necromancer thing to do, but he wouldn't let us do that. So basically, if you go back to the guild, and and give the dress to Garruk and he will give you some more experience, basically, and you get some factions. You get good factions. Bad factions you get a positive. The good factions you get a negative. So you've got to be careful of that when you're doing quests in Qeynos, because a lot of the guards will end up really, really, really hating you. Okay, so there's a little quest there you can do with a bit of flavour. I've followed the quest through quite erratically, but yeah, I would kind of, what I would do, and this sounds mental, I know, but I'm going to do it, is wherever you start, just go around hailing people. See if you can follow the quest through yourself, because that's always fun. There seem to be some points where you don't get a keyword to progress the quest, but you can progress the quest, so you might have to so it might be worth looking at the wiki. But what I think is quite fun is just going around hailing NPCs, see if you can pick up a quest. Even if you can't do it, jot it down. You might be able to do it at a later date. Yeah, and it's all part of the experience. I think that's definitely something to do, and it's something that I'm hopefully going to be doing some of and recording as well. When Green goes live, I just think it might be quite fun. Yeah, so let's have a look around, see what other trouble we can get into. Hello, welcome back. So we've found another little quest that we're going to do. Basically, we need some stuff from rats, essentially. We need a rat foot, and rat whiskers. So the large rats drop them in a newbie zone. So we will go around and kill some rats until we've got the foot. We just need some whiskers, basically. It might be worth talking about the leveling experience now while we're here. There's a corpse of mine, look. I think I was killed by that dastardly dark elf who spawns here. What's he got? Ah! I just found a corpse with the quest reward that I need. Brilliant. Excellent. So we'll talk about the leveling process in a second, because I will go now and I'll go to the NPC who has the quest, and we'll turn the quest in. We get a little item, very basic item, if you're used to blue. But yeah, again, it's all part of the experience. Okay, so we need some honeymead to go with our rat foot and rat whiskers. I've no idea why, but we are going to buy one. Let's just sell something first. We'll buy some honeymead. I think we only need one. Cool. Now, Gash Flockwalker does drink in this establishment. The lion's made in, so you need to be careful. Now, Menkes or Menkes Tabule is the person we want. He does roam. So again, we've got to watch out for that Gash bloke. I'm going to create a hit list. I suggest you do the same. People you want to kill at a later date. So let's see if we can get the quest here. Greetings, fine citizen of Qeynos. We can make rat fur cape, or maybe a lovely rat pelt cape. So what do we want from him? Let's check it out. Rat foot necklace, snake fang neck. Oh, okay. So he's got a number of quests that you can do for these items. So we're just going to do one. We want the lucky rat's foot necklace. I want a lucky rat's foot necklace. Rat whiskers. Okay, cool. We've got all of those things. So we will give him rat whiskers, rat foot, and some honeymead. And we get a rat's foot necklace. 2 hit points. Don't knock it. That's all I can say. So there we go, another little quest. And he's got a number of items as well, it looks like there. So that's pretty... let's have a quick look to see what those items are like. So rat fur cape is just like 1 AC, basically. A rat pelt cape is +2 cold save. And the snake fang necklace is +2 poison save. Well, as I said before, these I'm sure everyone's going to be wanting just steaming ahead, leveling as quickly as you can. But for those of you who want to invest in some lore and some and just some story, just some immersion, then there are a lot of quests to do. I've just wandered around Qeynos hailing people, looking on the wiki, and you'll find stuff to do if you want to do that. This video has been going on longer than I was expecting, because I think what we'll probably do is we'll go and talk about the leveling bit now, which is essentially very easy, really. Hello, welcome back. So I'll quickly talk about the leveling process because it's easy, essentially. This is the newbie area, and you've got lots of level 1 mobs, the Clicknick workers and the fire beetles level 2. And that's it, really. You can get to level 4 very easily. Things like the skeletons are brilliant because they drop armor. So I've got some armor drops. All these bags I got dropped from the skeletons. So kill those, and also you end up with tons of. You kind of got endless farming supply of bone chips for your pets, basically. This will get you to level 4. The thing with the pet, with a class having a pet, is that it's easy. The only thing that's going to prevent you from leveling, I would say, very quickly in comparison to some other classes, is the amount of people playing. So you got to bear in mind all of this that I'm doing. It is with no one around. So obviously things are going to slow down for you when you're leveling. If you hear from the start, there's going to be a lot of people around. It's going to be slow, basically. But you've got to be careful with your factions. But there's a number of quests you can do. The two quests that I didn't talk about, and I think they're probably the quests that everyone knows Qeynos for, is the bandit sashes. Problem with the bandit sashes as a necromancer or a shadow knight or anyone who worships Bertox is that when you do, I'm not even sure if you can even do the quest, because it is from the House of Thunder where the paladins and stuff are. So you might not even be able to do the quest. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure as a Bertox necromancer I was able to. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different quest. So yeah, the bandit sash quest, which you can start in West Grana at level 8, I guess, with a pet. Basically, you lose faction with Bertox, basically, so you don't want to do that one. The other quest, I think, and probably the biggie here, is the Nullfang quest that you turn into at the, and I don't think that gives a negative faction hit with. Weirdly, it's not listed on the badges. No, Ages of Life. That's weird. Nullfang's quest. Yeah. Okay. So, Captain Tillin, who's in the arena stroke warrior guild section. If you go to any of the, it's getting dark here, and I've noticed that they've turned off the ability to increase the, which is classic, that's fine, but they've turned off the ability to increase the, the what do you call it? Holy smokes, the gamma. You can't increase the gamma now. So as a human at night, it's very dark, which is cool because that's basically how it was. But for any gnolls in the Qeynos Hills here, which is incidentally my favourite zone ever in the whole game, can charge up a Nullfang, and if you turn 4 Nullfangs into Captain Tillin, you get a lot of experience. I think they did cut the experience down at one point because I think they did the quest that gave less experience because it was just being exploited. That's kind of one of the changes that I'm not sure about. I mean, it is a classic thing, so whether people are exploiting it or not, it was that way. I think they did. Maybe I'm wrong. But you've got to be careful with your factions on that one, because I don't think that. Let's have a quick look. So you gained the good faction and you lose bad faction, but the good thing with the Fang quest is you don't lose faction with Bertox. But you do lose faction with the Circle of Unseen Hands, which I think is the Rogue Guild. So that's not too much of a problem. There we go. It's always worth killing all the skeletons you see at the start, because you do just get lots of different armor drops that are worth like 2 or 3 gold each. So That's definitely worth it. Yeah, so if you hand 4 Knoll, keep farming. What people do is farm Knoll Fangs. You just hand them in. You will find that the Corrupt Guard, your Corrupt Guard faction will get to a point where they'll be KOS. There's a particularly nasty one who roams around the Nubia area gates, the North Qeynos area. You've got to be careful of him because he will just completely annihilate you if your faction's too low. But at level 8, you know, you get I'm not sure about Shadow Knights, that's going to be tougher, but at level 8 you get a invisibility spell, so if you need to go into Qeynos, you can use that. But the merchant faction gets better doing that quest as well, so that's quite good. Yeah, but I'll leave it up to you to decide how much you want to do that quest. It's very exploitable, and it will get you up. You can get up to level 20 doing it, or beyond, I think, probably. So, yeah, that's entirely up to you. I'll leave that to you if you want to do that. I'm pretty sure that my guild sells a spell that gives me infravision. I'm not sure if it's actually. I'm not sure if it is actually at level 1 or level 4 or higher. I should have probably checked before I came out. Oh, cold light. Oh no, something's an item that gives off light. So the infravision spell is a bit later on. Deadeye at level 8. So yeah, as a human necromancer, that's not too much of a problem. But the leveling experience is, as I said, is easy. You get, you know, you just I think your level 1 pet is 1 gold. Just go out and kill stuff till you got 1 gold. It will take you 5 minutes, I'm assuming that there are mobs to kill available. Go and get your pet, and from then on it's easy. All the pet classes are going to have an easy time. There was a bit of discussion about the best pet classes. I don't agree with what people were saying long term. People were talking about how amazing the magician is. It's really not as you get further on. It's a great class. You get a great pet. You can do lots of stuff with it. Call of the Hero is great, but essentially, as you get into Kunark and then Velios, yeah, I put the magician long behind the necromancer and the enchanter, just from utility alone. You know, I mean, look at the utility that those two classes have got. It's quite frankly rude in comparison to a magician. Again, I'm not saying magician class is not great, but it certainly loses a lot of its. You know, it's going to be great in classic, but as Kunark comes out and beyond, I think it loses a lot of its shine in comparison to necromancer and enchanter. Basically, yeah. So if you're looking for a pet class, you're not sure what to go for. I think. Necromancer Enchanter will give you more going forward if you plan on staying with the green server. So yeah, but again, Magician, great choice, particularly for classic, but falls behind the others, I think, as expansions come out. So yeah, the other quest I didn't mention is as you zone into the Qeynos Hills on the left side here, you get a couple of wolves roaming. They're putrid wolves or poisoned wolves or diseased wolves or whatever, but they drop 100% every time you kill them. They drop a skin that you can turn into the Cleric Guild in Qeynos. As a necromancer, again, I'm not sure if you can do that. That's something that I might test out and maybe just come back and let you know. I'm going to wander over and see if I can kill one, and we'll try and turn it in, and we'll see what happens. Hi, so we're back. So a rabid wolf. I just found a rabid wolf in the Qeynos Hills. Again, as I said earlier on in the video, I'm not sure. I think these quests are in vanilla. So you might, I do apologise if they're not and you try to do them. Yeah. Let's give the pet a little bit of a hand. There's not going to be any. I think with the last patch they reinstated the pet window because they rightfully removed it because it wasn't classic. But they put it back in. But I think for the vanilla server, it's not going to be available. So So diseased wolf pelt, we've got one. There are 2 spawns, but you do also get a rabid bear as well, who's much tougher. You can turn his pelt in as well, or her pelt, for much more experience. But we will... Who's that? That's a player. Okay, but we'll head back and see if we can turn it in. Hello guys, welcome back. So I'm not sure what it was like for you, but it was very dark. Those humans and barbarians are gonna have a tough time when it's night on classic. I think on the green server, I should say, on classic. You know, but there's so many ways around it later on in the game. But obviously, you know, if you're not a spellcaster able to give yourself infravision, then you're going to struggle, I think, at night. But anyway, even though Bertox seems to be at war with this group, you know, the clerics and the paladins and stuff, they're not hostile towards us. She is dubious though. This is Priestess Coria, and basically when you get the diseased wolf pelt, you give it to her and you get some experience, and quite good experience. You get some coin as well, but she's dubious. I'm not sure if she'll accept it from me. Let's check. She will, yeah, and I got quite a lot of experience there as well. She also casts remove disease in case you got diseased by the wolf. So okay, but blood sabers got worse. So unfortunately, look at that, 2 platinum at this level 4. Oh god, I guess the thing is with this sort of stuff is that when you're mostly concentrating on leveling, this sort of stuff is probably just not important to you. You'll just move past this and just not do it. If you're a good race early on, it's worth doing. But you lose faction with Bertox. Good faction for everyone else, but your faction goes down with Bertox. So you know, I'm not sure if there's an easy way of raising Bloodsaber faction. So it's worth you doing this a bit and then raise a faction back up. Is it worth it? I don't know. Only you can decide on that. But you get a fair bit of experience at level 4, and 2 plat at this stage of the game is really good. It's going to be a great quest for good classes. So if you're going to play, good race, good factions. So if you're going to play a good faction, assuming that this is a quest that's available on green, it's going to be hammered. Let's make no mistake about it. You know, there'll be a lot of people camping the walls and stuff, so you might just want to go past it. But anyway, this has been like a random video, a general guide to starting as a Bertox worshipping whatever it is you want to start as. OBS has this great function now where you can pause a video and start it again. So that's how I've been able to do, rather than doing it in video editing, you can do all little breaks within the video on OBS. So that's awesome. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it's been of some use. I've enjoyed doing it, so hopefully you'll enjoy watching it. I've had 2 or 3 requests. Seems to be the next most popular one, to do something in Payneal with a Necromancer or Shadow Knight, so I might do that next. Well, I think I will do that next. Yeah, so look out for that, and thanks for watching.